Chase dropped his voice, finally aware that this was not an ideal social situation to debate the lack of funds on my card. Do you maybe have cash? No, I said, harsher than I should have. Who the hell carries cash anyway? Chase's cheeks reddened. I'm so sorry, I don't... maybe I could get my manager to try... I'll pay for that, said an oddly familiar voice coming from behind me, and I just about wished the floor would open and swallow me whole. No, don't do that, I said, at the same time as Chase said, Thanks, Marco. The name rang through my head and twisted my guts. How probable was it that it was another Marco, one I didn't know? It's just a cup of coffee, man, Marco said in his raspy, husky voice. I turned my head to look at my gallant knight in shining armor as he chuckled. Always the gentleman, said his companion and unofficial conjoined twin, Stefan. I just won't have any, I said flatly about my coffee. Don't be silly, he said, and pushed past me to the register. His card touched the POS terminal and a different sound came, one of success. Our favorite barista here, Chase, already made the coffee. I blew out an annoyed breath of air. Chase probably hated me by now, looking at Marco with those big, grateful eyes, and totally ignoring my glances. Not only that, but these two saw me in this fuck-up and were sure to tell all their millions of flashy friends, or however ridiculously big their group was. It's been a long time, Anderson, Marco said as he leaned against the counter. Not nearly long enough, I thought. Been away, I said shortly. Yeah, I heard. New York. Marco was quick to smile. Too quick for my taste, just like all his friends had been throughout high school. I saw nothing worth smiling about regarding me living and studying in New York for the last 18 months. After high school, I was happy to be as far away from this lot as possible. The whole fucking bunch of them. They were always moving in a flock, probably throwing orgies or whatever the hell fuckboys like them did. Jealous? I asked, eager to end this conversation soon. Stefan stepped closer. What brings you here? Not the longing to spend any more time with a lot of you, I thought. I transferred to Highgate, I said. It would be a well-known fact the day after tomorrow when the lectures start anyway. Mid-year? Stefan asked, with a skeptical frown. They'll make exceptions, I said simply. Stefan almost rolled his eyes, but held it together. It was as though he hated the taste of his own medicine. All of them had been wealthy their entire lives, and I hadn't been any different. We lived with privileges others could only dream of. Some of us still had them. Others, like me, not as much. They didn't need to know that transferring to Highgate mid-year wasn't the result of my family's wealth, but a real possibility, though rare, in exceptional cases. They didn't need to know that I had moved heaven and earth and came 2 paces from begging on my knees to qualify. Cool, Stefan said, when I didn't elaborate and turned to check out the menu. Recommend me something sweet, Chase, he said, aside from that smile. I rolled my eyes and grabbed my coffee. Thanks, Marco. See you around, Marco said. Fucking perfect. I owe him, now. Behind me, Chase chuckled. Marco laughed and teased Stefan, and the talk of coffee and friendly banter ensued. The bell above me rang as I jerked the door open and pulled it shut after me. I stormed down the street, quickening my stride in the sun and slowing down in the shade. Just ahead was the massive promenade along the beach with old palm trees giving shade to polished and painted benches. I sat down as anger worked its steady way from my stomach to my heart. It ate away every trace of excitement I might have had for starting over. It gripped me with its unfeeling claws and twisted the corners of my lips. My double espresso with milk and brown sugar tasted like crap, but I had an inkling that it wasn't the coffee's fault. Screw them, I thought. They would have found something else on me to point to had it not been for my shitty card. They would have snickered at the way I wore my hair close-cropped instead of whatever wavy faded trend it was they chased after. Or they would have found a sneaky way to say how the staff at Highgate wouldn't be happy about my piercings. They had plenty of things to talk about, that much was certain. My bigger problem was the card.